Good morning, everyone. We will begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama for protection and the permission to participate today in the divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka amahara ni kamusu marimasu. Kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto mochite. Sumeni oya kami no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachihana no odo no awagi harani. Misogi harai tamo utoki ni narimaseru. Arai dono o kami tachi moro moro no magagoto tsumike gare o. Arai tamae kiyome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami Yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni Ame no fuji koma no mimi purita tete Kiko shime seto kashi gomi mo maosu Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Oshie miyoya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki hae tamae Kannagara Damachi Haemase Kannagara Damachi Haemase Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end, your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei.
Obrigado, Meishu-sama. Bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Paradise on Earth. I'm doing my utmost to help fulfill God's marvelous plan of establishing paradise on Earth, a civilization in which disease, poverty, and conflict no longer exist will be a paradise on earth. Paradise on earth is a world where truth, virtue, and beauty manifest in perfect form. The aim of our spiritual movement is to establish a paradise on earth by helping to create and promote a spiritual civilization that will develop alongside our present material civilization. Paradise on earth is the phrase I have used to describe a world free from disease, poverty, and conflict. A world that has long been the ideal of humanity. Over the ages, spiritual leaders from various cultures have prophesied the advent of such a world without specifying the time frame for the realization of such ideals. However, I have become aware of the fact that the moment is close at hand. It would be extremely fortunate for humanity if paradise on earth could be established without any major changes. The truth is, however, that in order for an ideal world to be realized, the cleansing of the present world must first be accomplished. Just as an old house must be raised and the site cleared before a new house can be built, there will be a number of parts from the old structure that will still be usable and thus be spared. But their selection, of course, is up to God. To survive, all human beings must become useful members of the new civilization. By doing so, we can surmount this great change and pass God's test. This can only be achieved through faith in God.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters morning service. This morning, I had this faith experience I'd like to share with you. This one is from Perola Carmel Menezes Cortizo. She's from the Laudo de Freitas Johrei Center in Bahia, Brazil. A little over 3 years ago, Perola was diagnosed with depression and panic disorder. During this period, she experienced many crises and periods of ups and downs. In March of 2020, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, she lost her job. She had to move to another city and sell her car to support herself for a while. She lost financial stability and became distant from family and friends, which affected her deeply and accentuated her depression. In August of 2020, through a friend, she heard about our church in Johrei. Thus, she decided to look for a closer Johrei center to her. She was attended by the minister, who referred her to a missionary to assist her daily. Since to depression, she often did not get out of bed and even went days without feeding herself. Within a week of receiving Johrei, she began to notice a significant improvement. She got back to eating and having the motivation to do other activities that she couldn't do before. After 2 weeks, a person she had worked with for many years contacted her to see if she was interested in a position as a legal director for a company. Immediately, Perola accepted, did the interview, and was hired. Perola was impressed on how smooth and fast the process went. She had no doubt that she had this permission thanks to receiving the sacred Johrei. In view of this, she began to dedicate in the church and materialize donations of gratitude. At the same time, she began to attend online services and read the divine writings. She became increasingly enchanted with the teachings of Meishu-sama and recommended Johrei to everyone she knew. She daily shared the links of our online services and excerpts from divine writings. She felt better, began eating properly, and became happier. Family and friends began to notice changes in her behavior and became interested in our church. Even though she was not yet a member, she had the opportunity to guide several people who also started to attend the Johrei Center. In this way, she decided to share the wonderful light of Johrei to others. Thus, after introductory classes on May 29, 2021, she had the indescribable feeling and happiness of receiving the sacred focal point, the Ohikai. After finding Meishu-sama, she came to understand that purifications better, overcoming difficult moments with wisdom and serenity, based on the divine writings. She now channels Johrei to friends and family, as well as provide religious assistance to those undergoing purification. Parallel's commitment is to become a useful instrument in the construction of paradise on earth, sharing the light of Meishu-sama to a great number of people so that they can have their lives transformed, as her life was transformed herself. Thank you very much for attending this morning service and listening to this wonderful faith experience. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend.
This brings to a conclusion our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed day.